Failure. It's a word that can make our hearts race and our stomachs churn. It's a concept we grapple with from childhood to adulthood, a shadow that often accompanies our aspirations. But what exactly is failure? At its core, failure is a disconnect between our expectations and outcomes. It's the experience of not achieving a desired goal, whether it's a personal ambition, a professional endeavor, or a relationship milestone. Failure is an inevitable part of the human experience. It transcends age, background, and circumstance. We all encounter setbacks, make mistakes, and face disappointments. It's woven into the fabric of our lives, reminding us that we are not perfect beings. Embracing this truth, acknowledging that failure is not an anomaly but a common thread that connects us all, can be incredibly liberating. Yet despite its universality, failure often carries a heavy weight of shame, guilt, and self-doubt. We internalize our setbacks, viewing them as reflections of our worthiness and capabilities. This negative self-talk can be paralyzing, preventing us from pursuing our goals and living our lives to the fullest. But there's another way to approach failure, one that recognizes its inherent value and its potential to propel us forward. Failure has a way of shaking us to our core, triggering a cascade of emotions that can be difficult to navigate. Disappointment washes over us as we realize that our efforts have not yielded the desired outcome. Frustration simmers, fueled by a sense of injustice or a belief that we deserved better. And then there's the insidious creep of self-doubt whispering insidious questions in our ears. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? These emotional responses are entirely normal. It's okay to feel the weight of disappointment, to acknowledge the frustration that arises when things don't go our way. In fact, suppressing these emotions can be counterproductive, leading to a buildup of unresolved feelings that can resurface later in unhealthy ways. Instead, we need to create space for our emotions, to allow ourselves to feel the full spectrum of our human experience without judgment. This process of emotional acknowledgement can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. It requires us to confront our vulnerabilities, to sit with the discomfort of not having all the answers. But it's in these moments of raw vulnerability that we often discover our greatest strength. By leaning into our emotions, by allowing ourselves to feel the full weight of our experiences, we develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our capacity for resilience. Failure often ushers in a sense of loss that can be profound and multifaceted. There's the loss of the desired outcome, the tangible goal we were striving for. Whether it's a missed promotion, a failed business venture, or a relationship that didn't work out, the absence of what we hoped for can leave a gaping hole in our lives. This loss is often accompanied by a sense of grief, a mourning for the future we had envisioned. Beyond the tangible loss, there's often a deeper, more insidious loss that accompanies failure, the loss of identity. When we invest so much of ourselves into a particular goal or pursuit, it can become intertwined with our sense of self. Our identities become entangled with our aspirations, leaving us vulnerable to feeling lost and adrift when those aspirations are not realized. This loss of identity can trigger a spiral of self-doubt, leading us to question our values, our abilities, and our place in the world. We may start to doubt our judgment, wondering if we were foolish to pursue a particular path or to believe in a certain dream. These internal struggles can be isolating, making it difficult to reach out for support or to believe that we are worthy of love and belonging. Failure often unfolds on a public stage, subject to the scrutiny and judgment of others. We live in a culture that tends to celebrate success while shying away from acknowledging failure. This societal pressure to achieve, to maintain a facade of flawlessness, can make it incredibly difficult to process and learn from our setbacks. We fear being judged, ridiculed, or ostracized for our perceived shortcomings, so we often suffer in silence, internalizing our struggles rather than seeking support. This fear of judgment can be particularly acute in professional settings, where our careers are often seen as extensions of our worth. A failed project, a missed deadline, or a job loss can carry significant social and professional consequences. We may worry about damaging our reputations, jeopardizing future opportunities, or being perceived as incompetent or unreliable. This fear of professional fallout can lead to a reluctance to take risks, to innovate, or to put ourselves out there in meaningful ways. Furthermore, failure can strain our relationships and test the strength of our support systems. Well-intentioned friends and family members unsure of how to navigate our emotional turmoil may offer unsolicited advice, minimize our experiences, or inadvertently say things that exacerbate our pain. These well-meaning but unhelpful responses can leave us feeling misunderstood, unsupported, and even more isolated in our struggles. Section 5. Growth through failure. Embracing the learning curve. Failure, despite its sting, is an invaluable teacher. It's in those moments of stumbling and falling that we gain the most profound insights about ourselves, our resilience, and the paths we choose to tread. Each setback, each misstep presents an opportunity for reflection and growth. It's a chance to examine our choices, to identify areas for improvement, and to emerge stronger and wiser on the other side. Embracing failure as a learning experience requires a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing setbacks as insurmountable roadblocks, we can reframe them as detours or course corrections. Each failure carries within it a valuable lesson, a piece of wisdom that can guide us towards a more fulfilling and authentic life. Section 6. From setback to resilience. Cultivating an unbreakable spirit. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is not an innate trait bestowed upon a select few. It's a skill, a muscle that is strengthened through the challenges we face and overcome. Each time we stumble and rise again, each time we navigate a setback and emerge on the other side, we cultivate a deeper well of resilience within ourselves. This resilience is not about avoiding failure or pretending that it doesn't hurt. It's about acknowledging the pain, honoring our emotions, and then choosing to rise stronger from the ashes of our setbacks. It's about developing a deep-seated belief in our ability to handle whatever life throws our way, knowing that we have the strength and resourcefulness to navigate even the most challenging of circumstances. Cultivating resilience is an ongoing journey, a process of continual growth and self-discovery. It requires us to be kind to ourselves, to practice self-compassion, and to surround ourselves with a supportive community that uplifts and empowers us. Section 7. The power of connection. Finding solace in shared experiences. One of the most powerful antidotes to the isolating effects of failure is the realization that we are not alone in our struggles. Sharing our experiences with trusted friends, family members, or therapists can provide a sense of validation, reminding us that we are not defined by our setbacks and that our worthiness is not contingent upon our achievements. Creating a space for vulnerability and authenticity in our relationships allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. It fosters empathy, understanding, and a shared sense of humanity. When we allow ourselves to be seen in our imperfections, we create opportunities for genuine connection and support. Section 8. Shifting your mindset. Reframing failure as a stepping stone. Our mindset plays a pivotal role in how we perceive and respond to failure. If we view failure as a reflection of our inherent worth, we're more likely to internalize setbacks, allowing them to chip away at our self-esteem and confidence. However, if we can reframe failure as a stepping stone, a necessary part of the growth process, we can begin to approach it with a sense of curiosity and even excitement. This shift in perspective requires us to challenge our deeply ingrained beliefs about success and failure. Instead of viewing them as binary opposites, we can begin to see them as two sides of the same coin, inextricably linked and equally valuable in our journeys of growth and self-discovery. Section 9. Embracing self-compassion. Treating yourself with kindness. In the aftermath of failure, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism. We berate ourselves for our mistakes, replaying our perceived shortcomings on a loop in our minds. This negative self-talk, while often disguised as motivation, can be incredibly damaging to our self-esteem and our ability to move forward. Self-compassion, on the other hand, invites us to treat ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that we would offer to a close friend or loved one. It's about acknowledging our shared humanity, recognizing that we all make mistakes, and offering ourselves the grace to stumble and fall without judgment. Section 10. Building a support system. Surrounding yourself with champions. Navigating the challenges of failure is infinitely easier when we have a strong support system in place. Surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us, who uplift and encourage us, can make all the difference in our ability to bounce back from setbacks and pursue our goals with renewed vigor. Our support system can include family members, friends, mentors, therapists, or anyone who inspires us to be our best selves. These are the people who offer a listening ear without judgment, who celebrate our victories, and who remind us of our strength and resilience, even when we struggle to see it ourselves. Section 11. Taking action, moving forward with courage and determination. While processing our emotions and seeking support are crucial steps in navigating failure, action is ultimately what propels us forward. It's easy to become paralyzed by fear, to allow the sting of setback to keep us tethered to our comfort zones. But true growth requires us to step outside of our comfort zones, to embrace the unknown, and to take bold action, even in the face of uncertainty. This action might involve setting new goals, pursuing different paths, or simply recommitting ourselves to the pursuit of our dreams. It's about recognizing that failure is not the end of the road, but rather a detour that can lead us to unexpected and fulfilling destinations. Section 12. Conclusion. Embracing the journey of growth and resilience. Failure, while often feared and avoided, is an intrinsic part of the human experience. It's through our setbacks, our mistakes, and our moments of perceived failure that we learn, grow, and discover our true potential. By embracing a growth mindset, cultivating self-compassion, and surrounding ourselves with a supportive community, we can transform failure from a source of shame and self-doubt into a catalyst for resilience, innovation, and personal fulfillment. The journey may not always be easy, and setbacks are inevitable, but by embracing the lessons learned along the way, we emerge stronger, wiser, and more equipped to navigate the inevitable challenges that life throws our way. Remember, it's not about avoiding failure, but about how we choose to respond to it. We have the power to transform our setbacks into stepping stones, to embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity, and to live lives filled with purpose, meaning, and authentic connection.